Hi guys, with lockdown looming, I just want to give a couple of thoughts in relation to your training and just general mindset tips as we move forward this week. So I recently completed a block of training towards improving my Mantathlon score, which I was pretty happy with. And then it's got me thinking, really, is there anything in a Mantathlon that I can't create a similar adaptation to at home? So for example, the Mantathlon involves 5 different exercises relative to your body weight in a 20-minute time cap. So for example, bench pressing your body weight. Can you achieve a similar adaptation at home? Absolutely. All it is a horizontal push. So you can either, for example, have a thick resistance band around your back. You can do lean forward push-ups to increase the difficulty. You could do weighted push-ups if you're lucky enough to have any load around your house. That's that covered. Chin-ups, again. One of the things that struck me with Boris's announcement is he said that it wasn't as prohibitive compared to the lockdown we had in the spring. Now, the only thing I can think of that has changed, is the fact that schools will be open. Although I remember parks being shut in the first lockdown. If anyone can tell me whether this is still the case in the second one, that'd be great. But if parks are open, then pull-ups become achievable. A set of rings is probably the cheapest investment you're probably likely to find, and it's not exactly going to be something that you end up throwing out. So that's the pull-ups covered. In terms of overhead press, if you don't have access to a barbell and weights, then now is a great time to learn mobility, stability, and strength in balancing your body upside down. So pike press-ups, handstand lowers if you're not quite there yet. All of this is going to create a huge stress on your upper body. I don't know that many people who a handstand push-up variation wouldn't be a significant upper body stress to them. And even if you can, for example, knock out 10 clean ones, slow down the tempo, add a couple of blocks so that you're increasing range of motion. Next, in terms of Mantathlon, if we look at something like dips, you can probably just chuck two chairs so you can dip between the middle. I've got videos on my YouTube channel of me doing a tuck planche push-up, which is a lot more stressful than a dip. And finally, curls. If you're that bothered about curls that you can't go to the gym and curl, then you're probably mentally in a pretty good place. So let's not confuse the fact that gyms are shut with the fact that we can't still train towards the similar goals. Now, would I prefer to be in a warm gym, back squatting and deadlifting? Of course I would. Is it going to be tougher, for example, either training outside or training at home? Of course it is. For many people I know, myself included, there's something psychological about this is the gym space to train versus this is the home space to work, chill out, whatever. That's going to be difficult. But if you're really going to throw the chips in and say, I can't go to a warm gym, I'm just not doing any exercise, then you've really got to question your motivation and your discipline. Yes, it's going to be more difficult. Yes, it's not ideal. But if you look at boxing, Eddie Hearn said in an interview, there's going to be fighters who aren't as good with without a crowd. What are they going to do? Just not box for the year because of that. So if gyms are shut, what are you going to do? Just decide that you're not going to train or not going to be physically active or try and improve your health just because gyms are shut. The reality is you've got to adapt to the situation. As long as you know the adaptation you're working towards, then you can still get an adaptation. If we're looking at lower body strength, then single leg work, progressive overload is still going to apply, and really nothing changes apart from the environment and your mindset. So let's have a can-do mindset. Yes, for some people, training is a huge part of their mental health. So let's not just decide that we're going to let that slide just because something's in the way.